¡Encontré a uno de ellos! ¡Avance, avance! ¡Tengo cubierto!
The dead guys looked like soldiers in one of those Central American guerrilla armies. Pirates with a manifesto. Psychos with a dream. That sort of bullshit.
Disparos en la cubierta inferior. Vete a ver qué pasa. Asegúrate de que los burros no derrochen municiones con los tripulantes. Todos los demás siguen buscando.
It certainly wasn't the first time I'd woken up with a hangover, long after a party had turned sour. The need to get out of the boat's hull and onto the upper deck as soon as possible was countered by the probability of running into another hijacker. I had to move carefully.
¡Está ahí!
Это не я.
The fire was
Ну, ведь я
sucking
говорю, что я
oxygen from the
объяснил.
room. I didn't care if I got shot the second I got out of there. I needed one more gulp of fresh air before I died. It was like the need for a
Ваня,
wake-up
ты бы
whiskey
видел,
after a
что он тут
two-day
творит.
bender.
Не, я
Now I
боюсь,
shut
меня
off the
не
fuel
слабый.
feeds.
Я его тоже уже
Full of
посмотрел, как
Max.
это включил. На ночь-то еще.
Варианты страшно, чего.
Так, я не пойму, а как? Что мне делать?
There wasn't much air left.
Я могу, конечно, в рифму ответить, но говейки хрен приделать, но ты обидишься. А может и нет. Вообще.
I shut down one engine, but it didn't make much difference.
Ты, блин, я сейчас сдохну.
Плохая идея.
Но он не в ту сторону крутит.
Часовой или?
Вот. Крутил против.
fire was sucking oxygen from the room. I didn't care if I got shot the second I got out of there. I needed one more gulp of fresh air before I died. It was like the need for a wake-up whiskey after a 2-day bender. How to shut off the fuel feeds. I shut down one engine, but it didn't make much difference.
Блин, я не понимаю, куда бежать. Ёлки-палки. А вон еще есть.
There. I could breathe again. Now the boat could get back to smelling like suntan oil, stale margaritas, and greed.
¡Cobertura, por favor! ¡Está bien!
Тьфу, блин. Да что опять крутить? Ну елки-палки, почему?
Fire was sucking oxygen from the room. I didn't care if I got shot the second I got out of there. I needed one more gulp of fresh air before I died. It was like the need for a wake-up whiskey after a 2-day bender. How to shut off the fuel feeds. I shut down one engine, but it didn't make much difference. There. I could breathe again. Now the boat could get back to smelling like suntan oil, stale margaritas, and greed.
¿Quién me va a cubrir? ¡No te preocupes! ¡Estoy apuntando! ¡Ah!
So this was the famous Panama Canal. We could have gone to the moon while I was passed out and I wouldn't have noticed.
Так, стоп, а что я должен делать?
¡Fuego, parcero, sin piedad! ¡Ah! ¡Puta otra que tenés!
It was a different scene than the one I'd stumbled away from. Where was everyone? I still didn't know what the hell happened. The guys up ahead weren't dealing with passengers like the rest of them. Maybe I should have realized then that this was no ordinary kidnap job. Something on the boat had attracted the sharks.
¡Todos al suelo!
Whatever they were looking for appeared to be gone.
А я бы взял пару сигар. Что такое, ни одной аптечки, что ли, нет?
Daphne's ship was always stocked.
¡Hijo de puta! ¡Aquí no hay nada! Miguel, vení para acá.
There was something firing these guys other than good old-fashioned socialist zeal. What were they looking for?
Дядька покакать зашел.
¡Mátalo! ¡Dispare, dispare!
¡Ey, carterito, me están atacando! ¡Cubrime! ¡Cubrime! ¡Pues avance! ¡Está cubierto! ¡Pilas, cúbreme!
¡Ya estás cubierto! ¡Camaradas, cúbreme!
¡Deja de quejarte, marica!
¡Ah, puta madre! ¡Coño! ¡Qué daño! ¡Hijo de puta! ¡Cúbreme, cúbreme! ¡Sí, sí! ¡Corte gallina! ¡Gonorrea! ¡Ya llegó su muerte, malparido! ¡Lo hago! ¡Una memoria!
I was on a ghost ship in a ghost canal. The whole thing creeped me the hell out. They didn't help with my sea legs, but they sure as shit felt good.
Да елки-палки, а как я там пройду-то, вы чё? У нее изначально точка, блин, не на горизонтали.
I had to save some valuables.
¡Anda, anda! ¡Está abierto!
Зараза, блин. Сколько вас тут вообще? О, привет, Алекс. И типа того. Надо же пройти.
Coke, pills. You could get whatever party favor you wanted on this vessel.
Блин, гранат.
¡Alto! ¡Alto! ¡Manténganse, camaradas! ¡Quédense ahí mismo! ¡Alto! ¡Alto! ¡Darse en los pantalones! ¡Balazos! ¡Comparte, casi pierdo el año! ¡Vámonos! ¡Te voy a matar!
Maybe there was something on the bridge. I checked every other inch of the boat. I spotted Passos and Marcelo. If I'd known back then that they'd been up to no good while I was fighting my way through a band of violent paramilitaries and a worse hangover, I might not have wanted to get over to them so bad. Hey, Passos! At the time, I hadn't thought too much about this. I hadn't thought too much about anything. Now I remember it, it didn't seem quite so kosher.
What about, what's her name? Daphne.
Do whatever you think is best.
I think it's best we try to go find her.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Now.
See? I didn't think Passos was a bad guy. He didn't need to try to save this woman or the crew.
Through here.
Didn't realize you knew your way around here. They were using that building to get across the canal.
Vamos, muévanse, muévanse. ¡Está ahí! ¡Ándale! ¿Dónde vamos? ¡Mierda! Come on! We're gonna get her, let's get her!
There was some equipment in the truck next to me. It'd be a shame to see it go to waste.
There's gotta be a reason why they're going across the canal.
Come on, I don't know how much time we have! I'm moving!
We can get across up top.
Not bad.
¡Alto, parceritos! ¡Alto!
We're good! We go, man!
I don't know what I expected to find. On a boat full of drunks and bullshit artists, I'd been the cabaret act. Shooting whatever came in front of me was easier than coming to terms with that reality.
don't! Ah!
¡No me mate! ¡No dispare!
¡Camaradas, cúbreme! Crazy motherfucker!
А это чтоб тебя.
My own private welcoming party. That looked like the way up, but it was locked. I had to find a switch. There was probably a control console behind the desk. Fancy seeing you here.
¡Cúbrame, por favor! ¡Pues avance! ¡Está cubierto! ¡Lo mando a la... ¡Ya llegó tu fin! ¡Ah, me clavaron el brazo! ¡En batalla! ¡Soy vicioso! ¡Ya verás! ¡Cúbranme! ¡Ayúdenme! ¡Mátalo! ¡Mátalo!
I blocked out all my questions. All I thought about was getting to Daphne Bernstein before it was too late. Jesus Christ.
Ни хрена не всех тут расстреляли. Капец, капец.
This is brutal. I didn't think things would be like this.
I should have jumped in that goddamn canal myself and swum my way back to New York.
Let me ask you again, Max. What do you think you were really doing in Panama?
I was drinking.
People died. Innocent people. Who do you think robbed you?
I don't know. I was told it was people who disliked Daphne Bernstein, something about an unpleasant divorce.
Her ex-husband worked on Wall Street. Do you think he has easy access to Panamanian death squads?
Guess I didn't really think about it.
You were smuggling something, weren't you?
No. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't think too much about it, but yes, Marcelo did drive off with something. I don't know what. I didn't see him until we got to Brazil a week or so later.
I think it was money. I think Marcelo and Victor have a friendly banker there in Panama. Your little cruise was to deliver the cash to him because there it's easier to launder.
But I thought the Broncos were rich.
Rodrigo's rich. The other two, they live well, but they don't have real money. Victor's campaigns were always financed by his brother. That is the way among certain rich families there. The eldest brother is the king. You know, he gets everything. The other two, not so much.
And now Rodrigo's dead.
Exactly. And Marcelo, too. It's an awful tragedy for Victor, huh? A man running on a law and order ticket, you know, whose brothers have both been killed in such terrible circumstances. A true patriot.
What about Marcelo?
Marcelo was an idiot. Were this true, I certainly don't believe he could possibly have known about it. But I do believe some other scheme, you know, some other bullshit. Whatever that cash was, Victor could have talked him into something. I don't know yet.
And Passos?
Well, Passos is a bum ex-cop. He failed in America, failed in Sao Paulo. He was surrounded by more money and more poverty than his tiny little head can handle. You think guys like that can't be bought?
No, but if...
But nothing. He's probably not a bad guy. He's just a man caught in the crossfire of a very rich family.
What about me?
You. You're the fall guy. The American. Running around, acting like the action hero. Killing lots of people. You're a stroke of genius.
That ain't how it is.
You were an angry ex-cop. You were sitting in a bar with a history of violence and a history of a bad temper. You were perfect.
Me and Passos went to the academy together.
Did you?
I don't fucking know.
Okay, let's take a drive, Max. You want to do some good? Want to get yourself killed in a good cause? Then I need you to check something out for me.
Like what?
That incident at the favela today. Now, some of my officers say a bus drove off some captives.
They did, I saw it.
But no captives were ever booked.
They probably handed them off to the paramilitary death squads, the,
Caixa Preto?
Right.
Who did?
I don't know, the cops. The other cops. The cops who shoot on sight.
The UFE.
Right.
Max, you see that building there?
The Imperial Palace Hotel?
Yeah, that's what it says. People go in there, in large groups, under armed guard. But it isn't a police station, and no one comes out of there.
Why don't you just go in and bust the joint, get a warrant?
I'm only a cop, Max.
So you keep saying. Time to find out what was going on here. I didn't fancy booking myself in the presidential suite, so went looking for the basement. wasn't too excited about the acoustics in this place. A couple of gunshots would sound like I'd walked in here with a goddamn marching band. It wasn't pretty, but I guess none of what was about to happen was gonna be. It was the question I kept on asking myself. How could I have been so
У
blind?
меня 20 патронов, да?
I was convinced the Broncos had gotten the wrong man for the job, but maybe De Silva was right. I was the stooge. The bad joke everybody got but me.
Esse filho da puta tá pesado pra caralho. Ele tá cheio de chumbo. Ah, comeu um boi.
Они еще на органы их, что ли, разбирают?
Either those guys wheeled their trash out on stretchers, or something was seriously wrong here. Where those bastards were going, Ufe. Was there anything they didn't have a grubby hand in? A few days earlier, I'd have called it a coincidence, but I'd written off too many of those already.
Так, я сейчас боеприпасами посмотрим, а почему боеприпасов мне не дали? Это как-то совсем уж некрасиво с вашей стороны, господа.
The Imperial Palace Hotel was a five-star, bona fide shithole. I needed to find out why guests were checking in by the busload and checking out by the bag load. Maybe the service would be better upstairs.
É a mesma coisa.
O quê?
Você não tá fazendo nada, eu tô fazendo tudo só.
Porra! Não vai em frente! Busca ajuda! Eu vim te buscar pro inferno e vamos dar uma volta!
Блин, а можно мне без фонарика? Во. Фонарик.
Cuidado, ele está vindo nessa direção! São Paulo vai ser seu
Он уже упал из...
São Paulo inteiro está unida contra você.
Как обойти? Непонятно.
Todos juntos e atenção redobrada.
А, вот же кнопка.
Esta você não ganha não, amigo. Está com medo, cuzão? Merda! Meu braço! Que diabos!
I needed to find a way upstairs. Surely nobody would notice another hole in the wall.
Так, а что это
А
такое?
где ХД Анипон?
А что? Привет, агрессиву, спасибо огромное. Ты имеешь в виду, где этот GTA 4, что ли? Да и оно сегодня же вообще капитально лагало, я не знаю. Что-то я
I
не
knew
рискнул
this thing was bigger than me,
запускать.
bigger than the Broncos, but I
Потом
only had a
запущу.
glimpse of
Ну,
the
я
whole
еще
picture, like
поковыряюсь,
looking in
но,
a
блин.
mirror and for an instant seeing what everyone else sees, a bad
У
caricature
меня
of a
сегодня
better
прямо аж
man.
сердце сжималось. Ну, завтра. И сейчас вот эту пройду, я хочу вот эту пройти, уже отвязаться от нее, удалить с компа и за GTA взяться. А то она у меня висит, блин, а она мне что-то как-то разочаровала очень сильно. Но пройти-то надо. А ты чего не спишь?
Buffet. That deal at the favela was getting dirtier by the minute. Those bastards were clearly in bed with the Crusher Prado. Now I just had to find out why. Starting with a bit of bedtime reading for Mr. Da Silva. When you've lived the kind of life I've lived, Reality comes at you through a different lens.
Да как реанимировать? Я даже не знаю, что делать. Но материнку менять надо. Ну это ладно. Короче, я подумаю, что с ним сделать. Чего не говоришь?
Это всем спокойно, я пойду, парни.
Да,
Давай,
спокойно, спокойно, Вань.
Serrano. He looked pathetic. A man
блоки заполнял.
defeated. I walked away and left him to his own personal nightmare.
Смотри, они вообще... Их точно на орган, наверное, продавали.
Whatever hell this was De Silva had sent me into.
Да я понимаю, тебя же как бывшего этого мастера заставили, наверное, и документами заниматься. А они как сядут на потом на шею, ноги свесят
I didn't understand everything, and I never
и
would.
молодцы,
But I
типа.
understood enough. Sometimes a complicated problem is best tackled with a simple solution.
Ну смотри, опять 20 патронов. Ни хрена себе он приложил меня. Это да. Это та еще зараза. Возврат это вообще такое. Накладные тоже.
Puta que pariu! Preciso de cobertura aqui! Tá morto, porra! Está com medo, cuzão? Me dá uma mão aqui! Ninguém vai me dar cobertura, caralho! Isso não vai ter final feliz pra você, mano! Sacode a poeira! Esta você não ganha não, amigo! Tá com medo, cuzão? Ai, meu Deus!
Ну, слушай, это лучше, чем на морозе бетон месить. Согласен?
This was hell on earth.
Ну, главное, чтобы не то чтобы нравилось, но не сильно напрягало, не было
But
отвращения.
I was in too far now.
Тогда нормально.
You can't unsee something, but you can
А то
dull
бывает
the
прямо
effect.
такое, что до отвращения знаешь, что уже и все не можешь. Там уже настроение в ноль, и все, и депресняк жуткий. А, я же говорил, органы они делают. Они разбирают людей. Ну, он, смотри.
Going on here?
How much do you want?
What have you been doing?
I am a doctor. I help people.
What have you been doing here?
It's easy for you. Listen, I know people. They will kill you. I can help you. Trust me. Please, please.
What have you been doing?
I have a lot of money. Look, look. Lots of money. I do important research. Please.
Caralho! Caralho!
Espera, espera. Eu posso explicar tudo. Tudinho.
Так это само собой хочется прийти просто и отдыхать. Но, блин, бумажная работа, она такая работа. В любом случае, ты будешь заниматься ею и днем, и ночью, и на работе, и везде.
Não, não. Pelo amor de Deus.
E aí, doutor?
For all Serrano owed me, he'd paid enough. For now, I had bigger debts to call in.
Я же говорил, да, людей на запчасти разбирали. Так, чё? Пошли. Надо еще выйти отсюда, да?
Even I could guess what Demolisal meant. That building was condemned in more ways than one. They had a fucking arsenal in here. It was time to bring this little hellhole to the ground, so I decided to put some of their C4 to good use.
Ну, это такое бывает, когда уже все, перебор. Перебор и все, и не можешь ничего. И просто даже смотреть не можешь, даже в телефон смотреть не можешь. Так, что, куда идти-то? Надо же выйти сначала, да? Потом? Или что делать-то? Или здесь тоже? У меня было то, когда не то, что от любого звука вздрагиваешь, думаешь, блин, не дай бог сейчас еще позвонят. Не дай бог.
I'd seen some dark shit in my time, but this was something else. These vermin had gone into a place where life was cheap and found a way to get rich off it. I just wanted to finish this and get far away from here. But then, true to form, more of the rats come out of their holes.
Vocês ouviram isso? Ouvi. Ninguém sai desse prédio até esse cara tá morto, hein?
At least my visitors have been kind enough to leave the gate open.
Че, много ищется, блядь. Здесь не надо, что ли? А, я подцепил. И здесь подцепил, да? Где еще не цеплял?
It was time to see what VIP treatment awaited me on the penthouse floor.
Давай, Агрессив, спасибо большое. Спокойной ночи. Приходите к нам. Так, не сюда. А куда? Так, как надо печь.
When you find yourself in hell, dance with the devil.
Вау, вот эта машинка. Это я понимаю. Так, это снайпера. И что мне делать-то? Блин. Что опять? Опять агрессив. Спасибо огромное. Куда так много? Попробуйте, суки, мощь советского пулемета. А чё, сзади что ли пришли? А как? Ну за что?
Any time I'd bought had been going real cheap. If I was gonna plant the rest of those explosives, I had to do it now.
Так, а с патрончиками это проблемка, да, к нему. Так, не сюда.
I had one chance to do this right. I had to focus.
А вот еще стенка.
That was the last of the explosives. I just hoped it was enough to bring down the building. And all the evil in it.
Who wants to take a shot? You see what this is? Come on, anybody? Want to be a hero? I got nothing to lose, let's do it!
Que porra que tá acontecendo aqui?
Senor Neves.
What the fuck is your problem, man?
My problem? My problem? Wanna know what my problem is? You're turning humans into glue! That's what my fucking problem is!
I don't know what you're talking about, American. All I know is what I hear about you. You bodyguard for the Brancos. They are all dead. You help the poor. Today, many of them dead. You are a proper American hero.
At least I fucking tried.
Well done with your effort. The whole city is grateful. The great American savior of the poor.
That's right.
You think you made any difference? You think stopping this legitimate business venture is helping anyone?
Legitimate? You're stealing people's organs!
Вот что ты болтаешь? Господи, взрывай уже.
Oh, so people can sell their livers, their hearts, their eyeballs? You're insane, you sick fuck!
We kept people safe in the city. Decent people. Safe. I know a lot of powerful people.
Well, your powerful people aren't gonna help you out of this one, buddy.
Я не пойму, куда мне бежать-то, господи. Нормально, достижение дуракам везет.
I told you the city was dangerous, friend.
Yeah, I kinda like it. It's growing on me.
Nice to see a happy tourist smiling.
What the fuck are you doing here?
I came back
I can see that. But why?
to save you.
Oh, yeah, real hero.
Listen,
Now, come with me, Max. To Brazil. Be a chance to play the fall guy in a plot that my boss's brother's hatching to profit from the selling of human organs. Yeah, it'll be perfect for you.
what are you talking about? I know nothing about human organs, man. Victor and Marcelo were trying to teach Rodrigo a lesson. Get him to loosen the purse strings and the family money. They pressured me into doing it. You wanna die? I came back for you. I did my best. I'm having a kid, Max. I gotta go.
Fuck you.
Sure. Later. Now, let's go. This thing works.
I owe you everything.
No, you don't. I'm sorry I couldn't save your sister.
I was there. It wasn't your fault.
I was paid to protect her and I didn't.
She married into a sick family.
Maybe.
I just wanted to say thank you for giving us a chance to live. I mean, as a family.
I hope it all works out for you, for all of you.
Thank you. Don't be too long.
Well, buddy, that's it.
Where are you guys gonna go?
I don't know, maybe back to New York, maybe down to Argentina. Giovanna has family in Salvador. Maybe we'll just stay there.
Yeah, I got business to take care of.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. I know, I know it was very wrong.
It's all right, it's done. And hey, I'm having myself a fun old time. Maybe this is how things had to be. Figure I might as well die in the sunshine as die in the snow.
Look, I'm sorry I'm leaving. I got a kid coming. You know how it is.
I know how that is.
You know, I almost didn't say goodbye to you. I said to myself, maybe this guy will put a bullet in me.
Maybe I will. But not right now.
Thank you. Try to look after yourself, Max, huh? Life is worth living.
If you say so, pal.
I thought I was going to have to witness another murder.
Nah. Not him.
You ready?
I guess.
Okay. I've looked through this information you gathered. It's not very nice.
What is it?
It's the Ufe. The famous Mr. Becker.
Friend of Victor Bronco.
Yes. And a contributor to his campaigns. A government employee, of course.
And?
A weapons dealer. A murderer. This was known. A dealer in human organs. This wasn't known.
A proper gentleman.
Sure.
So you're gonna bring him down?
Yes, because I want to lose my wife and my children and then get killed myself. All that after watching him walk free.
Tell me what has to be done.
Well, officially, there's nothing I can do.
And unofficially?
Well, we can always try something a little more creative.
Creative? De Silva had promised me a 10 o'clock showcase. I had to make sure I was on stage and ready for my close-up. Diga a Becker. Que vim para ele. Ah!
Ei, olha aqui. Tropa. Ei, moço. Mano, quem é esse cara aí?
Manda tua conta, rapaz.
Vai se fuder, Meu conta eu quero saber da culpa.
Ela não desgruda dela, meu.
Ei, quem é essa cara aí?
Convidado nosso. Quebra esse otário aí.
Deixa comigo, vou dar uma lição nele.
Então, o pai dela não desgruda.
Ladrão, filha da puta! Atrás de inocentes! Vai ver o que vai acontecer contigo mesmo aqui! É aqui que você vai se acontecer, caralho! Tá pensando o quê? Hã? Onde é que você vem? Fica aí, caralho! E eu? Se fodeu, filha da puta! Otário! Vai morrer aí, otário! Deixa eu sair daqui, velho!
Ô, segura a porta aí.
Eu vi uma outra versão.
Olha, mas eu vi aquela parada lá, hein?
Demorou. Valeu, amigo. Hey, what are you doing here? Huh? I ask you a question. Answer him. Answer him. What are you doing? What? What are you doing here? O que você está fazendo aqui? What are you doing here?
I don't understand. I can't hear you.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Me in the ear.
Hey, answer me! What are you doing here?
Back in the precinct after all this time. Time to find out what the hell was going on.
Atira agora!
Cessar fogo! Vai!
I knew nothing resembling good times lay beyond that gate, but I was gonna have to face the music sooner or later.
А, близко.
It seemed the anti-drug squad had a few habits of its own. I guess our little stunt helped some other civic-minded people raise valid concerns about community relations. Their faces said it all. I was on their side, but how could they know that? If they came through that door, I'd be leaving as a human shield and never leaving at all. Luckily for me, for once the police arrived just in time. It sounded like all hell was breaking loose. Whatever nonsense De Silva had pulled, it seemed to be working. The last few prisoners were trapped in here, and more pressingly, seemed I was too.
Так, лечилки нету.
The security switch had to be in that booth.
Блин, без лечилки хреново. Реально ни одной лечилки нет, а вон есть одна. Тут целая война. Он опять взял пистолет в руки, блин. Да вот, ну почему? Ну я же уходил, блин, с автоматом. И как я это должен делать?
sticks at a hurricane. I needed something with a little more thunder.
И без лечилок, да? Да, блин, а как? Ну и что здесь я сделаю? Да беги ты, твою ж за ногу!
Seemed a crying shame to let that RPG go to waste.
Блин, я что здесь делать-то могу? Ай, постоянно посмотреть. А, мне вон там граник. Ну-ка, давай еще одну серию.
Seemed a crying shame to let that RPG go to waste.
Вы нормальные? Ну я ж прицелился в туда. Это чё за бред, блядь?
Seemed a crying shame to let that RPG go to waste.
Вот еще граники.
Well, wasn't this nice? The perfect end to a perfect trip. If someone had told me 6 months ago this was where my life was headed, I'd have ordered a double of whatever they were drinking. Drunk it, then blown my head off. Another dark, rainy night. Another police station. Another futile crusade for amends. Time moves forward, and nothing changes.
Temos mais contingente. Você não tem chance nenhuma. Vai, vai, vai! Entra aí! Procurem, destrua! Tá tudo sob controle, porra! Atira agora! Vai, velho! Atira nos caras! Vai, velho! Atira!
Every bastard in the joint must have known I was on the loose by now. I couldn't afford to waste any more time. Police food, the same crap the world over. But I could reminisce about the old days later. For now, there was more pressing matters to deal with. They'd come from the control room. It looked like the security cameras were still running. I figured I should check out the security monitors while I had the chance. It looked like the prisoners were giving them a run for their money. That's what happens when you hand some roided-up halfwit a commando uniform with special on the front and let him ride around his hometown in a tank playing soldiers. Sooner or later, someone's gonna decide he's not so special. There were a bunch more in the elevator, tooled up like they were about to roll into Fallujah. And of course, they were headed my way.
А что здесь делать? Их.
Se desobedecerem, eu atiro no saco! E alerta! Façam com que ele atire em outra direção! Me dê cobertura! Agora! Espera que eu abrir fogo! Vai! Ele me pegou! Ele me pegou! Seu filho da puta! Eu vou te matar!
If the heat was rising, that meant I was getting closer to the source. I had to keep moving.
Аптечек нету.
They had their body armor. I had mine. I saw the elevator doors were open. If there was one thing I learned since being in Sao Paulo, it was that me and the local elevators were not a good mix. Whatever depressing fate lay on the other side of those doors, there was no point in putting it off any longer.
Atira nele! Acertaram! Me dá cobertura agora! Tá certo! Isso não tá certo! Você nem sabe quem são os Zulf, caralho!
Да твою мать, началось.
Morre agora!
А как его убивать-то?
Eu vou matar todo mundo! Morre! Só esse que você tem!
Хрена себе.
I'd killed more cops than cholesterol, and still no sign of Becker. It wasn't the first time it dawned on me I should probably have gone over the plan in more detail, but it was too late for that now.
Патронов все равно нет. Так, а лечилка-то есть? Аптечек нету.
If I didn't hurry, Becker would be long gone.
Ну как так, после такого бугая нет аптечек? Ну что за хрень? Это здесь вообще по нулям. Вот, нашел. Хоть одну дали. Спасибо. Ладно, тогда побегаем, патронов собираем на это.
I still didn't know how I'd gone from drinking myself numb in New Jersey to looting corpses in Brazil. But this was where I was, 5,000 miles from a home I couldn't go back to, on another suicide mission to clean up a mess that wasn't even mine. I'd spent my career dozing off in the briefing room. Now wasn't the time.
Atira pra matar! Atira pra matar! Estamos em maioria aqui, maluco! Atirem neles! Atirem neles! Não tem erro, não! Vai em frente agora! Vai, vai! Vamos, em frente! Vamos, rápido! Você atira feito um viadinho, seu trouxa!
It was starting to feel as if I'd never leave that place. Like one of those nightmares where you keep running and running, only to discover you're chasing yourself. Nothing I was gonna find in there could make a difference now. I had all the evidence I needed.
Так, а куда идти-то? Началось.
Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell and fast. This was a waste of time. That would have been too easy. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. The bastards had me locked in. If I didn't do something soon, I was going to be crying myself to a very long sleep.
Блять. И что делать? Ой, как же достала уже эта игра.
Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell and fast. My eyes and throat burned, but at least I could breathe. I was trying to work out what direction I was headed in when I discovered some more Brazilian architecture not designed for the American physique.
Блин, опять автомата нету.
There it was, the tape from the Bronco security system.
Пленка. Может, диск все-таки?
Jesus, it was that guy. I had seen him in the favela. Bachmeyer, Becker's right-hand man. His time would come. Him and Becker. I'd seen enough. It was time to bring this nightmare to an end.
vai sair dessa vivo! Isso não vai ter Matamos! Tenta de novo!
Да ты бессмертный, что ли? Да елки-палки.
I couldn't get that tape out of my head. Why had Ufe killed Rodrigo? I wasn't gonna find any answers in the forensics lab. I had to push on.
Ну вот как мне взять автомат, а тот выкинуть? Блять, да... Ну вот идиот, нет. Вот идиот, нет. Какой идиот это делал? Ты можешь в это выкинуть, твою мать. Это ужас какой-то, это кошмар.
Hey, pal. Nice to see you.
Vai pra casa, gringo de merda.
I don't think we've been properly introduced.
I know who you are.
Then you should have killed me in the office when you had the chance.
There's still time, meu camarada. Chegou a sua vez!
Ой, блядь.
Chega dessa merda!
Another pile of bodies and still nothing to show for it. It felt like I was detaching, that maybe this was revenge for something else, something buried deep in the past. Rodrigo, Giovanna, Passos, everyone who'd meant anything was gone. Like so many times before, I'd found myself alone, locked on a course of destruction. It was at my worst when I was at my best.
Precisamos nos reagrupar! Consegue! Eu tenho alvo!
Luckily, I wasn't the only cop with a pill problem.
До свидания, Юра.
Что говоришь?
До свидания, Юра.
А, Юра ушел, да?
Угу.
А я что звука даже не слышали. Так, и что, у меня аптечек нет, у меня я на один выстрел, да? Прекрасно.
Он дробовик бери.
Да нафиг не дробовик, у меня аптечек нет.
Fogo! Você não passa de cadáver pra mim!
Проще сдохнуть.
Becker and Bachmeyer had taken their pound of flesh and sold it on the black market. Now I was coming for mine. About the only friend I had left in that town.
Ладно, шо. Чё я как дурак бегаю по этим коридорам? Я вот логики вообще не вижу.
Ты вообще хуй знаешь, что ты тут делаешь?
Я вообще не понимаю ничего, что я делаю. Это вот, ну, игра лишь бы, блин...
Ну, побегать, пострелять, да?
Ну, типа того, вообще логики нету. Ничего такого нету.
А сюжет-то какой?
Не найти ничего. Да ни хрена себе вы стреляете. Вот это нормальный вид, блин. Да вот, да нет, что, они решили заработать просто на хорошем отзывах по первых частях. Так, ну и что, ну, явился спецназ. Что дальше должен делать? Он опять засел там. Мать его, лобешник. Еще постоянно вот эти катсцены. Тут, ну, еще в таком этом режиме съемки это сделано бесячим. Как будто под ЛСД он постоянно находится. Такой ужас.
Something funny about dying?
I felt like the avenging angel. I looked like a fat bald dude with a bad temper.
You disgusting piece of shit! I know everything!
Not everything, my friend. Let go of him, Max. Huh? Hmm? There's a good fellow.
Well, well, well. Victor, I was wondering when you'd reappear out of whatever slimy hole you live in.
I'd like to just say, Max, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work. For my family. And for cleaning up that horrible mess with the Crachá Preto for us. You know I'm tough on crime. I give you a bonus, but I think you just fritter it away. Becker, take his gun.
Toma, seu filho da puta!
Все, сейчас будут идти, шататься
My
постоянно.
only hope was to chase them down. I knew they'd be leaving town, and my guess is they would try to
Ну,
fly out.
аж глаза вытекают, реально, нафига так было делать? И вот эта вся игра в таком стиле. Какая-то психоделика на самом деле. Последний козырь. Это последняя глава. Так, пойду-ка я быстренько схожу в одно место и приду. Неужели я сегодня закончу это говно? Блин, это будет...
Let's do it.
You keep an eye out in there. You know Becker's gonna have some guys in there watching out for you.
Yep.
So, of course, I knew they were looking for me. But the airport was about the only place a fat gringo might blend in. Well, there or a sex club.
Одна из самых отрицательных игр, которые я играл в последнее время. Реально.
and they were out for me. But then I was
Такое
out for them
откровенное
too.
Г, но это надо
Every
еще
last one of
поискать.
those bastards.
Так, сейчас, ребята, я подойду. А мне, чтобы привести в порядок компьютер, надо его полностью. Ну, как бы сначала материнка, следом за материнкой, естественно, оперативка, да. Материнку под мой процессор сейчас не найдешь, потому что их уже не выпускают. То есть надо брать материнку, следом значный процессор надо брать. Ну, короче, капец. Видюха уже тоже, блин, 100 лет в обеды и скоро будет. Ладно. Так, и что я должен делать? И... Все, патронов нет. Откуда он стреляет тут? Так. А лекарства у вас здесь есть? Или хрен? Конечно же хрен. Да. Блин, дайте кого есть хоть одна. Хоть одну банку дали. Так, что-то ключи же, наверное, да?
It felt like my vacation was coming to an end. Only I wasn't heading home with a sunburn, a bag full of duty-free, and a dose of VD. I was making a bet that would put me in handcuffs or a body bag.
Atira! Me abra caminho! Pode ir, vai, porra, vaza! Vai, avança! Me ajuda, caralho! Porra, foi atingido! Mas isso é tudo que você tem? Bate de frente comigo, seu bosta! Então a gente vai se...
These were Becker's guys. Him and Victor had a private airport to go with their private army and their private jet. This was the back office. They'd be on their way to the nearby lounge. I could deal with my remaining substance abuse issues when this was all over.
Блин, тут же аптечки должны быть. Ай, нахрен это золотое оружие.
The doors lead in the direction of the main terminal. Nothing was happening back here. I had to get to where the action was.
О,
There were Ufe all over the airport, and civilians were being moved out. Looking at it one way, shutting down the airport for their escape was a weird sort of compliment, but one I didn't need.
Жопу!
Não vejo a hora de matar esse cuzão. Vai, acabe com esse filho da puta! Todos seguindo adiante! Foi atingido!
Esta é uma área de segurança. Estacionar nas zonas vermelhas não é permitido.
Это еще он выкидывает автомат, блин. Просто выкидывает автомат, блин.
A gate had opened at the other end of the departure lounge. Get those things past the TSA.
Cheio de você! Oh, não consigo sair daqui sozinho! Porra, meu braço! Ah, droga!
Что не нажимается-то? Короче,
They
антиреклама
weren't
игры.
here. I had to keep moving down through the airport.
Пьяные рассуждения, ничего хорошего, короче. И опять он взял в руки не автомат. И опять надо бросать, чтобы потом взять. Да какой идиот это придумывал-то, господи. Толку, что я сбегал за аптечкой, если... Ну, меня бесит уже это.
Atenção, senhores passageiros. Os voos irão atrasar 20 minutos. Mantenham suas bagagens em mãos. Devido a uma emergência, solicitamos que, por favor, se dirijam até a saída mais próxima.
It didn't look like there'd be any trams leaving until the power was on. I meant to end this how I'd begun it, heavily medicated. It worked. The trams were running again. Maybe they'd take me to my gate. Maybe they'd bring more guys wanting to whack me. Maybe both.
Ой, блядь.
The trams were running again. Maybe they'd take me to my gate. Maybe they'd bring more guys wanting to whack me. Maybe both.
Короче, поезд едет, как раз их не представляешь. Сейчас оно опять автомат выкинет. Ой, блин.
Son of a bitch. Didn't work out like that. Of course, there'd be a tram full of goons trying to derail me. Everyone wanted a ticket for the Max Payne Express. I felt like I'd missed out on the joke, and it was a real good one. Come on. Ah. The tram was slowing down, and I'd only just gotten on board. I had to salvage what I could and see what was waiting for me. This was my stop. It had taken me right into the heart of it. Becker's gimps were everywhere. So he and Bronco must be close. The smart move would have been sticking with De Silva and going straight to the hangar. But when was I ever about smart moves? I'm a dumb move guy. Hey Max, we'll drive onto the runway. No thanks, let me walk in the main entrance. I'll put a big shit-eating grin on my face and let these assholes take turns trying to kill me. That's my style, and it's too late in the day to hope for change. Boy, were they throwing numbers at this problem. But then, I'd chosen to be here. I wanted this. Was it redemption? Not really. It was pathetic desperation, and not much else. The further in I got, the more guys I saw. Becker wasn't running a police force. He was running an army. These guys were better trained and better equipped than anyone I'd seen out here. And I'd seen some mean sons of bitches. The mission was screaming suicide, but I didn't give a damn. At least I'd die being a pain in the ass. There the bastards were, sneaking off in their rich kid's toy.
I ain't got nowhere else to go, Becker! Mr. Payne, I believe you had something to say to me. Mate ele! Mate ele agora! Não! Não! Não!
Ой, дурдом.
What do you expect to achieve here, Mr. Payne? You're pissing on another man's bullets! No one is paying you to be here, Max! Seu merda!
This was it. It was almost over. So I guess I'd become what they wanted me to be. A killer. Some rent-a-clown with a gun who puts holes in other bad guys. Well, that's what they had paid for, so in the end, that's what they got. Say what you want about Americans, but we understand capitalism. You buy yourself a product and you get what you pay for. And these chumps had paid for some angry gringo without the sensibilities to know right from wrong. Here I was, about to execute this poor bastard like some dime store angel of death, and I realized they were correct. I wouldn't know right from wrong if one of them was helping the poor and the other was banging my sister.
Что значит это? Я хотел застрелить его. Какого хрена?
I'm in, just drive the fucking car! Go!
We had one card left to play.
Just get me close! Whoa!
Guys are running in over on the right! Eyes right! We're taking damage!
Come on! You got a flight to catch!
It's not going to take off without... That don't look good! Aye! Shit!
That about sums it up.
They're blocking the runway! Of course they have their armored personal vehicle! We're driving into it! I'm normally a behind-the-desk kind of cop!
If only I'd been...
I don't...
That's them! Asshole! Your career's coming down with that plane! Let's get it over with!
Shit!
Wait, Max! No! Stop! Max! We have what we need on him now. Let him enjoy a trial and a spell in prison. Let him suffer. Trust me.
Ты ж только что говорил, что ты не можешь его отправить под суд, потому что он все откупится. Что за бред вы несете?
You know I walk. You'll walk with a limp.
The 55th Battalion of the City Police's Special Forces Unit, who have been implicated in human trafficking, has been disbanded indefinitely. Meanwhile, Victor Bronco, the politician at the center of the scandal, who is accused of laundering money from the scheme to fund his political campaign for mayor, was yesterday found hanged in his police cell. It's not yet clear whether his death was a suicide or simply retribution for his part in a scandal that has so many families missing loved ones that were kidnapped and killed. City officials say a full investigation is underway. Local residents expressed outrage, say they have been let down by both law enforcement and city leaders. And now, your local forecast. Boy, it's dark in some places, but it's sunny everywhere else. Over to Marisol with the weather.
Слава тебе, Господи! Я эту фигню прошел. Мало того, что она занимает очень мало игрового времени, просто короткая игра. Она сделана отвратительно. Сценарий отвратителен. Из хорошего могу отметить только одно. Что она короткая. И я больше не буду в этом мучиться. С удовольствием бы я просто бы из библиотеки ее просто удалил бы и не вспоминал, чтобы она даже у меня не значилась. Ребят, всем огромное спасибо. Извините, если горел. До новых встреч. Всем хорошей ночи. Завтра легкого дня. Агрессивусу отдельный респект. Спасибо. До новых встреч.